What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. And this is Big Games BS presented by Den Media Group, brought to you by Alpha Male Jacks. Oh, am I live now, Miles?
Yeah.
So did I miss all? Because it just said boom. I just saw that you're live now, so I didn't know if they. Anyways, at this
Yeah,
point,
you good.
you know who presents this, but Alpha Male Jacks. Bottom line is, if you want your, I'm going to try to have my different festive Christmas shirt. So it says "Jingle My Bells." I guarantee a white Christmas. So if you want to guarantee that chick a white Christmas, um, and you want to get your bells jingled, make sure you go to alphamalejacks.com. Make sure your bell is working. Got to make sure you have a little ball in that bell, and make sure she has some balls in her. And this is the best way to do this. Again, low T is an epidemic that's sweeping our community. Not we'll talk about our community here in a minute. What those words like that can mean. Um, it's actually very beta bitch behavior. And I know people don't. There's some people who don't like the whole alpha male this, and I don't really give a fuck if you do or you don't. It's just terminology. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I talked to my father yesterday. He just said some men are just bitch made, and that might work for you too. Just calling people bitch made. But for me, in my house, we're going to say it's not alpha male mentality or alpha female mentality. We need you guys to get your hormone levels checked. No better way to jumpstart the new year by making sure you end this year on a positive note. And nothing's worse than people who are throwing stones and hiding their hands. Those are your Paul Feinbaums of the world, your Kirk Herbstreets, people like that, acting like some beta bitches. And we'll get into all of those things here relatively shortly. Right now we got to do our housekeeping. Terry Lloyd, that's a great question. We will talk about the transfer portal. We will talk about a lot of different things that are going on. Please, one of the things that I want everybody to consider, this is we encourage whites to come here and speak, but I love my greens. If you don't understand what that means, please go check out some old stuff or continue to come back so you can understand the terminology and the way that we talk around here on this show. It's not a PC show. It's probably not something you want to play when you're at work, because HR probably will call you into the office. But my greenies are people who I want, who are members. We would love you to consider being a member. It's $3.99 all the way up to the all-in membership, which is all-inclusive. My all-in members should be having a great time in February, in March. Like February will be the time of an all-in member's life if they're able to make both those trips. So today we will talk about ESPN. We will talk about Paul Feinbaum, Kirk Herbstreit. We will talk about quite a few different people. We'll talk about the transfer portal. We'll talk about other things that are going on. But first, I want to talk about my Christmas gift initiative. Right now, we got a white screen, Miles. This is my 4th annual Christmas gift thing we're doing. Just went and bought a whole bunch of goddamn gifts for kids. It's good gifts, nice gifts for nice grades. So what happens is the kids who participated in my book bag drive, they come, they make good grades, they keep in contact with us. We talk to their principal, talk to their teachers. They get a gift up to $30. We went and bought all of the Tallahassee gifts. I will be going to Tallahassee on Friday. I was supposed to do it today. Things got turned around. I'm down in Davenport, Florida at my son's. There's some kind of Pop Warner AAU Nationals or some shit like that for football. I'm going to gripe about that in a second. It's fucking stupid. Appreciate you, Jim, with the $20 donation. If you want to give away, you can do that. YouTube takes 30% of that, but I still appreciate it. You can go to money sign MFTK36 on Cash App, or you can go to mftkfoundation.com, click the donate now button there. It'll take you to our PayPal. Anything you want to give, $5, a whole gift, whatever. We still got to buy the Jacksonville gifts. I believe I'll buy those. We'll finish purchasing those this weekend. I think with Jacksonville, you can still use the Amazon wish list, and it might come in time, but we got to go to the stores and go purchase these things right here. So I went and got my hair did for no fucking reason. But that's what that is. MFTKfoundation.com. Go to that if you want to know what we're doing in the community. If you're a greenie, that's basically where your money goes towards making sure that we can do different things in the community. So one of the cool things is we're not on track to make that we're not on track to make that in January. So December money comes in January. So what we've done pretty good is I'll just be transparent with you. We made a couple gracks off the YouTube channel. So when that comes December 21st, that's going to probably go toward us buying some tickets to FSU basketball, FSU baseball for kids. Right now we're less than halfway. We're way down below. So your memberships, your donations, those things go towards me doing things in the community for kids. Another housekeeping thing, Miles, this is what I want to do today. Instead of the phone line, if we get over 100, we're going to we'll share it's a link that we can share for people to be able to come on. Like at the invite, if you see at the bottom, we will drop the invite link and you'll be backstage so we can screen your ass. But if you want to hop on the show, we'll let you hop on the show and you can sound off a little bit. That'll be our call-in. Obviously, once we get to over 100 views on that, we're at 68 right now. Also, make sure you jam the like button. But here in Davenport, Florida, I'm staying in an Airbnb. I don't like Airbnbs. I like hotels. That's why I'm ambassador with Marriott. That's the thing. We'll keep that up there for a little bit. I come here, and these people got to move this thing. I can't see myself. There we go. I come here, and the people, I have a passport ID. I do need to get my driver's license. I will go get my driver's license. I haven't had my I don't know what happened to my driver's license. I haven't had a driver's license for like 2 years. And like, I have functioned in every aspect of life with a passport ID. Your passport is probably one of the most efficient government IDs you can have. Newsflash from police officers, JSO, if anybody's going to do it to you, they will do it to you. When they run your tags, they know who the fuck you are. They know if your license is up to date. They know if you got warrants. They know all of this different shit. It's all attached to your driver's license. I've gone through my whole life with this shit. I can't check into a goddamn Airbnb because it says driver's license. So I'm going over and over with these stupid ass motherfuckers like, hey, why do I need a driver's license? Like, what is the purpose of having a driver's license? Like, to identify you. This government ID literally identifies me. Like, you see this is me. You see I have a reservation. You see all these different things. Now you're wrong. You can't get in here, it says, and then it keeps tapping the thing. And I'm like, yo, bitch, you mean to tell me, like, well, you can go get somebody to bring you in. You mean to tell me I can go have somebody bring me in? You know I just did this. And you're going to let me in? Yeah, we'll let you in that way, like that way. So what's the purpose of you stopping me? Like, you could just turn your eyes and the same shit's going to happen. My problem was my whole problem with the whole thing is I don't like when everybody has a job to do. Some people make their job harder. And I don't like when minimum wage people try to enforce their will on me. And that's basically what this was. You were trying to have a measuring contest. I got in. I got a parking pass. And now so if you were protecting the safety of the HOA, you have literally let the terrorists in just through something else. I just went in with somebody else, and now I got a parking pass. And now you know what you got to do with the parking pass? Just got to waive that shit. So now I can get in and terrorize whoever the fuck I want to terrorize now. And then the crazy part is I put it on social media, and my guy Gwaltney, I could go buy liquor with my passport, and then it got passport ID, and it got verified by an executive with ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You can literally do everything with this shit. Like, so bottom line is, it's very aggravating. I wanted to go home. I ain't gonna lie to you. Then I come here, and you know what? These kids, they're fucking these kids over, man. It cost $60 for a week pass to get into these games, or $15 per game to get into a fucking Pop Warner game. So you know If you got good parents, if you got a team of 30 kids, and let's just say each kid has one parent that's on the trip, you charging $15 for each game for these parents to get in. Boy, you raping the system. Like it's crazy. Like it's just like all these kids got brand new uniforms. All these kids got all of this stuff. I'm looking at all this money spent for something that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's 10U football. And then, damn, I didn't send this to you, Miles. I got a friend. And so one of the divisions, my son's in 10U. The divisions got condensed. 9U teams got bumped up. And Miles, I'm about to send this to you right now so that you can come up. And my man literally put the size difference. And the people walked off, rightfully so. I would have walked off too. Some of these kids is not 10. They're not, and technically they're 11, but some of these kids ain't that. And I'm looking at the size difference. What the team that we played yesterday, even though we should have won, man, when I tell you Jit was taller than me and wider than me at left tackle, I was sitting there wondering why the fuck they kept yeah, here it is right here. I don't know why they even ran to the right side. It was like they had 2 midgets and 2 grown adults. But this is the kind of shit that you see, and I'm not even sure that this is even like these are even really 10-year-olds. Miles, I just sent it to your email. I want you to pop this up so that these adults can see this, man. $15 a game for Pop Warner. The food is overpriced too, but I think I'm gonna eat some of the food today. That shit look delicious. I ain't even gonna hold you. When Miles posts that up there. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Miles about to put it up there. Now, the orange team is Coco. Coco's proud powerhouse in high school football. So those kids are going to grow one day. I believe they're 9U. They wanted them to play the team in the blue. This is what they and we all paid money for this shit, but fuck it. Get into the to the crux of everything that we want to talk about today. Portal season is upon us. So everybody's talking about all the different people that have hit the transfer portal. Florida State fans are in an outrage. Oh my goodness, everybody's leaving. Will we have a team to play? Well, Miles, put up the people. Like we have the actual list of people who have hit the transfer portal by team. And Florida State's is not really outrageous. And some of these guys can still play. Even to the point where people know that if I put, like right now, if I put Tate Rodemaker is not going to play in the game, he's going to hit the transfer portal, it's going to probably do numbers because they know people fear this transfer portal thing and they don't know they don't even know what it is. They haven't even tried to take a second to understand it. But this is what from NCAA transfer portal. They posted it up, Rivals portal. This is the Big Ten, and this was through Sunday. Indiana had 26. That's a lot. Michigan State 25. Purdue 25. Ohio State, a top program. They've got 16. Minnesota has 11. Illinois has 10. Maryland. So for Michigan right now, I think they got 1 that came in. And account Oregon 10, USC 9, UCLA 8, Washington 2. Michigan and Washington playing in the national championship, in the college football invitational probably has something to do with why they don't have quite as many transfers right now. The ACC, you've got NC State at 19, North Carolina at 18, Miami and Pitt at 16, Wake Forest as well. Florida State had 13 up to that point, a lot of which were walk-ons. One guy put up a note, he's a kicker. I had no idea he was even on the team. What it is, and then we'll get into FSU here in a second, more into that, and a notable guy hitting it. Now the SEC, South Carolina has 18, Vanderbilt 18, Florida 17, Texas A&M 16, Arkansas 16, Kentucky 14, Mississippi State 14, Georgia at 13. Well, now 14 when you consider MJJ. Missouri 10, Tennessee 10, Alabama 4. Again, Alabama playing in the college football invitational has something to do with it. But the crazy thing is that all the transfer portal is doing is correcting. It's in a correction mode. I believe in 2020, we didn't have a great opportunity to evaluate talent because you could not go to games. You were only watching film. Some things weren't right. Some guys got left through the cracks. But I also look at the reality. Every year, let's Mouse, can you pull up Team 247 rankings so we can all have a really good idea of what's going on. Because I think you'll see a trend here once we pull it up. And so I'm pulling it up on my phone right now. Where is it? No, we'll be 2024, right? Not 2023. There we go. Put up the team ranking, the not portal rankings, like the actual recruiting for high school. So right now, Georgia has 28 commits and looking to probably sign 2 or 3 more. So Georgia will probably sign 30 kids. Miami will sign 30 kids. Ohio State's at 23. Florida State's at 23. Alabama's at 21. And they're all in it for other players. So this is high school kids. On average, looking through here, I'll go all the way to the top 25. On average, the top 25 are all signing 20, on average, 20 to 23 high school kids. When I was coming up, the limit was 25. So everybody that keeps saying like it's affecting the high school kids, the transfer portal, they're still practicing the averages. And nobody's really changing it. Now, when you look at it, what's happening though, and I asked my boy who coaches at Louisville, hey man, how many guys are you guys going to sign? Because they have a little class. And he's like, man, we're only going to sign 14 high school kids. And I was like, damn. But they're active in the portal. So some schools' strategy is to be there because they want to win right away. But what would you do like right now? Like why not? Like if Georgia every year is signing 5, 4, 5. Like right now, Georgia's blue chip ratio is they've got 14 5-stars, 19 4-stars, 5 3-stars. Of that, they're probably going to have a few that want to transfer out in a year or two. So why not just look at what they got and then peel off from there? Miami's going to always have to be in the portal when they're signing 16 3-stars. I mean, again, so everybody's saying these things, and I'm actually coaching a kid who's getting under recruited, and it stinks. But what do I always say? When the facts and the science don't back what we're saying, we must change our thought process. Now, it is lazy recruiting. Now, don't get me wrong. When a guy like Marvin Jones Jr. enters the transfer portal, and I'm Florida State, and I missed on him a few years ago, and there's things that I like about him. Goddamn right, I'm gonna use a scholarship. But there's kids that I'm using, and this is a pruning. So when people talk about NIL is the reason why the downplay of college athletics, name, image, and likeness is making this free agency. That's not making this free agency. Everybody's like, they're literally pushing some of these kids into the portal. I'm not saying this happened to Marvin Jones Jr., but I'm just going to use him as an example. Let's just say Marvin Jones Jr., top defensive end in his class when he came in. They moved him to linebacker. It's not really working at linebacker in the manner in which both parties would hope. They're bringing in Justin Williams, 5-star linebacker. Let's say he stays at DN. I mean, they're bringing Chris Cole, 4-star linebacker. They're bringing in. I'm trying to look to see what DNs they have. Most of these are like the type. They're bringing in another 4-star linebacker. They're bringing in 4-star, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star after another. They've got to make room. And guess what? The teams that are considered the best are recruiting the top high school talent. They're not just relying. So just like that's why even with the NFL side, they say the teams that are consistently good draft better than everybody else. So yeah. And then okay. Miles, click James B real quick because we're gonna talk. That's something we were going to talk about a little bit later. This is completely false. And I think Ingram Smith actually said that we will not negotiate through social media. It's not what Patrick Payton did at all. Patrick Payton Patrick Payton got an opportunity to learn what capitalism is, and Malcolm Ray again. I'd argue Malcolm Ray was told that we're looking to go in a different direction. You should do what's best for you. I don't think fans understand that those conversations really happen. They really happen. Like they literally come in. Most of the guys who are leaving, especially at the Florida State, think about it. What play do you remember them making? I'll wait. A guy Adam put on there his prime discussion on Twitter. He says it's got to be hurting to your pride when the fan base reaction to you hitting the transfer portal is, man, go flourish, do what's best for you. Have you ever just like let somebody leave that you really wanted? I mean, some of us aren't in, like, I'm ugly, so we all aren't in positions to be able to like just be able to get whatever we want. When we get something good, we beg. We can see we do these different things. Again, I'm not telling you as somebody who reads this shit on message boards. I'm telling you as this guy who actually speaks on behalf of some of these kids. I can promise you Malcolm Ray did not want to leave Florida State. He did not go to social media to try to bargain and negotiate with that because the market is going to be, some of these guys don't want to leave because the market was going to be cruel to them. And I'll be honest with you, when Patrick Payton decided to do that, they probably like Patrick Payton did it thinking it was like last year. Markets always recorrect themselves. Miles, if you want to put the invite link onto in the chat since we're over 100 so that people can come in and do what they think they do. It's just a lot of the stuff is just really people got to understand that this is how free agency works in the NFL. And it's a lot of college fans that are learning what the NFL side is. And there's not a lot of people explaining. Because, again, I see this covering an NFL team. I see this quite often. You can't. Like, like, even if you, and the crazy part about this, your thought process with them. And I was in this group on Twitter, and they're good people. But if your thought process is that these kids are going to use, aren't happy, the kids that want more money are just unhappy, they're using social media, then your thought process is that everybody who comes to Florida State is coming for the right reasons. Everybody who's leaving Florida State is leaving for nefarious reasons, or they're being greedy. It don't work like that. If you think we're like other people getting coached from us and we're just getting other people by just saying Jesus loves you and sending them stuff, that's not how it works. But like, I can just promise. I mean, like, it's just not how the situation works. What's funny is on War Chant, I listened to something the other day. It was brought up to me by George with Renegade Report. Y'all should go check out George with Renegade Report. It's growing. He's almost at 1,000. If you please go follow him so he can get monetized. And he's doing numbers with the shit. But Aslan, who is I don't know what Aslan is, but Aslan is Arabic, of Arabic descent. I would suggest. Suggested that Malcolm Ray was using the transfer portal like a terrorist or like a terroristic tactic, which I thought was very ironic that a guy of that descent would say that. Like, I'm just like, that's the most ironic thing. But Mike is the transfer report has been very kind to us. We've hit very, very high. And I think we would we're going to continue to do that. Yeah, so we're going to like. I couldn't believe Aslan said that. Like, it's just, Aslan a wild boy, man. Like, which is also one of the reasons why I don't get mad when players don't want to talk to media, because the media says some wild shit, and they know that you can't really do anything to them because like they're not around. Yeah, Khalil Young, Mark Rogers is dope. That's my guy. I love Mark. Mark has made me better. Mark is like Mark used to be a producer for ESPN. Those who don't know, but yeah, but like guys like Marvin Jones Jr., Cam Ward, a bunch of other guys that we'll see that we really want. Like even the numbers, like oh my god, $3 million. Like y'all really believe that $3 million. Do y'all know how much money $3 million is? Right? They break it down over, so it's not even like because this is technically This is a 1-year contract that he would be signing. Like Cam Ward, for those who don't know. So that's one of the rumors. You know, let's say his asking price is $2 million. So 2,000,000. All right. So it's $2 million right there. We are in. So they'll start the contract in January. So we'll go 12 months. $166,666.67 is what he'll get. On my bad. To pay it bi-weekly. So that's $83,333.33 is what he would be making. Let's look at what rookie pay scales. Rookie pay scales, NFL. Yeah, they don't. We'll just go 2021. We'll go back a few years. So that means it'll be higher this year. Where is it? NFL. Oh no, that's grading rookies. That's not what I want. Rookie pay scale NFL. Because I want people to realize the NFL, I think, at least when they were $8 billion a year, and they make more than that, would have been, I believe, would have had the 15th highest gross domestic product out of countries. So I just want you to realize how much money the NFL actually makes. That's why when people are like, I'm going to boycott for whatever reason, it doesn't work. So, okay, so rookie minimum was $750,000 in 2023, goes up by 25%. I'm trying to find the first round picks, the projections. So $3 million, right? He would be making half of what Bryce Young is making, or what his cap number is. And that's signing bonus and his actual salary. So he wouldn't be making quite that. I say that to say if you can command $3 million in college, you'll just go to the NFL. It's just if you can command that, go to the NFL. Why struggle in Dr. Karyoff's death and dying, the art of death and dying class? That was a class I had to take, so that's why I used that name. Why go to Dr. Maxine Jones' Black Women in America's class? Because you need to take an XY class, and you need to have another 400 or 4,000 level class so that you can get your degree. Like, why go through those things? If Marvin Jones Jr. could get $4 to $5 million to stay at Ohio State, as my guy Krypton put, why would he stay at Ohio State? Means you're going to get more than that in the NFL, and all you have to do is play ball. We can't be a capitalistic society and believe the shit that we're believing what we want to believe. As I said, as a history major, if anybody could just tell me what point in American history have the elites been so philanthropic that they're just going to give somebody that kind of money basically for nothing with no ROI. That's quarterback money, like good quarterback money. You can, just as somebody who knows, if you're a high level functioning NIL group, you're probably working with a $10 to $15 million salary cap. That means you got 10 to, not just for this class coming in, that's what you have to actually pay everybody. So let's just say it's high. Let's say it's 15 million, right? You're going to give somebody one player a third of how much you got to pay everybody? Like, just that doesn't make sense. Like, just this is a channel of logic. And that's the problem. That's why when you see me respond to people, sometimes I'm not responding crass on purpose. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm a very logical person. And I've seen the contracts with some of these guys. They're getting good money though. More than most of us on this timeline. But they're not getting that kind of money. And if you've been around people who pay that kind of money, they're not paying that kind. The only people who pay that kind of money are people who take delight in like ownership. So like if I'm not paying you $5 million. Like there's only a couple people on this planet. Like definitely, like let's just say Ohio State. Every school does it. Every school's boosters, at least at this level, they got 10 boosters that are boosters. Like 10 cats that are cats, right? We got Chainsaw Al's dead, but you got the Moores. You got Al would have been a Dunlaps. You've got others. But fuck all that. James Coleman. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've spoke transparently on this as a history major. All right. If you know that person, then you need to be an all-in member. Tell that person to become an all-in member. Krypton says he knows the booster paid Harrison $2 million. I also know Florida people who said that Rashada was supposed to be getting 16 million, and that the paperwork with my guy Darren Heitner wasn't the right way. And I actually saw the paperwork, and it was never that. Like the one thing I know about boosters is that boosters lie. Person told me that a booster paid X amount of dollars for a specific player at Florida State, and I'm the one who helped that specific player write their contract. Like what I'm saying is that people talk, and if they ain't showed you the pay stubs, and if they did, don't say nothing. Actually, I say like this. It's like when people told me that Derrick Henry got given what was the cars that everybody was, the Charger, that he was given a Dodge Charger. I saw it personally. I know it. It's like you shouldn't be saying that there, because in the state of Florida, like outside of it being illegal for NCAA, but the state of Florida, you can't do certain things. Those who know don't talk, and those who talk don't know. Oh, what's up, man? Whoa, shit. James B. Big game. Loving the show, man. Sorry I didn't find it sooner. As always, saw you on Voice College Football. No disrespect to Mark, but I really did like his show. But I love you going out, getting out there. But hey, man, it's all good, baby. Nah, it's no disrespect. Mark is my guy. I love shit. People don't like me. It is no disrespect. Everybody like what they like, but I appreciate you listening to Mark's show when I'm on there, man. And Mark, that's dope, man. I appreciate the $100. Miles, did we save that link, guys, in the chat? There should be a link that's posted up for anybody who wants to. That's the way we're going to do the call in today. So if anybody wants to check it out, It's they,
Problem is they can't click it. They gotta type it in themselves, but I have it there.
ah, sorry, you got to type it in yourselves, guys. Did we pin it so that it doesn't get lost?
I got it scrolling on the bottom, but I'll see if I can pin it too.
All right, we'll try to see if we can pin it. But oh, what was we talking about? Anyways, we gone all off topic. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, it's all good. Those are the best shows when we go off topic. Because I ain't gonna lie, being out of town sucks, man. At least I can see the screen, kind of, Miles. You still won't believe how much I'm squinting at the screen right now. I know that's my fault though. I forgot I can stretch this thing out. I forgot the beautiful things of technology. I'm over here like I'm also understanding your struggle, Miles, with the using your thigh as the mouse pad. But
I hate that shit.
damn, appreciate that, James B. That made my day, man. Even though you also made YouTube's day. YouTube's gonna get $30 of that, but I made my day, man. Gave me props. As much people tell me I'm full of shit, for somebody to give me props and say all that, I love that shit. That's dope. Um, God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. I actually had a viral video where I was joking that I was listening to Jermaine Simmons, former pastor of Jacob's Chapel in Tallahassee, and noted whore. Yeah, I said that correctly. That man was out here banging other people's wives and then banishing them from the church. But head is good all the time and all the time. Head is good. Yes, Lord. He knew what he was doing when he created that invention. But he put, do we go for Marvin Jones Jr.? Hell is a pig's pussy pork. Hell yeah, we go for Marvin Jones Jr. Like shade tree. Well, but here's where can I speak permission to speak freely on this. One, you stockpile talent right there. You get as many defensive ends as you can, and you come wave after wave after wave. Remember, if you're new to this, when you got a fuller D on display, you got to penetrate aggressively and as fast as you can. And the best way to do that is with the defensive ends. You got to go out there, you got to smash them. And then nothing's better than coming with a guy like Marvin Jones Jr. We've seen what's happened when we take a Georgia defensive end when Jermaine Johnson was playing for the New York Jets. Now, that is the problem. And why, like, see, Trey can come, my son can come to Florida State. My sons can come to Florida State. And while Danny was good, Danny wasn't Marvin Jones good. Like, Marvin Jones might be the greatest college linebacker of all time. Like, that motherfucker, like, go watch Shade Tree play. Shade Tree was a motherfucker. Now, I wouldn't know if I could follow in that. I don't want to follow that guy. James brings up good. I'm not here. I will never speak on the relationship between a father and a son. In that regard, don't post that up there too, Miles. Out of respect for my friend. And that motherfucker crazy. And I wouldn't want anybody, because relationships with parents that are split is very difficult. I'll say that. You know, when you're not in the household, you don't have control over every piece of a narrative that's said about you. Now, I'm not here to say mom's was right. Mom's was right. I come from, like, my mother told me all the truth about my daddy. That's why I'm cool. That's why I'm actually cool with my daddy. I know my daddy's nuts. Actually, I'll be honest with you guys. You know who Shade Tree actually reminds me of my dad. That's how I know that nigga nuts. Oh, excuse me, my bad. If I'm talking like that, you know that means he really is like it. And from hanging out with Shade Tree, like when I'm hanging out with Shade Tree, I am prepared for anything that might happen that night. Like, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to drink. I'm ready to do whatever. Like it is like we could be in the projects or we could be with some of the richest boosters ever. If I wasn't afraid for everybody, it would be an amazing experience to have a camera guy with me while I'm going around. And I found parts of Doak Campbell Stadium that I didn't even know about when I was with Shade Tree last time. Did you know you can smoke cigars at Doak Campbell Stadium? Because I did not. I found out hanging out with Shade Tree that you can smoke cigars. And but it's but I will say this: forget all of the other stuff. When your dad is that fucking good, and then the last Georgia transfer was as good as Jermaine Johnson, it's hard to like that's just a hard person to follow. Mike, it's not. It's the Mike put where he's supposed to go. So it's not the champ. It's right out. So if you go to the top of the Champions Club, I think that's the 600th floor or the 6th floor. If you go around back, there is there's on both sides of the stadium. There's a patio area that connects to the boxes, and on that patio area you can smoke. And I didn't know that until I was with Shade Tree. I didn't even know you could get to the boxes that way. I didn't even know there were boxes over there. I thought it was only, I honestly, God's true, thought the only boxes were over by the varsity club. Like the varsity, because I was just like, why would I buy one of these boxes? These boxes are like old and shitty. But them boxes nice. But again, if you are an all-in member or if you're a member of the media group, we do have some access to be able to get to certain things. It'll be a little more difficult next year. One of y'all snitched, I think. Y'all made it harder. Y'all made the block hot. Me trying to help everybody come better Knowles made the block hot. But I don't even know where the fuck we at right now. So like y'all I don't even know where the fuck we were going at, but long story short.
Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah. Jaguars. Oh, I cover the same. We'll get back to some more Florida State stuff here soon because there was some big news. I cover the same team Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Mandarin, I don't know if people realize in high school football, there's a state championship. That's the best you can get. In order to coach it, that means we coached phenomenal that season. We lost. Talked about it on Monday. You know what people said? Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. So I don't know how to say name, but shout out from Colorado. I know it's cold out there. People were like, y'all suck. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all should have done this just this simple. I'm like, played in the state championship, bro. Like, Mandarin has only been in the state championship twice. This is the second best team in Mandarin history. Like, just putting that out there. They have come to Florida State. Florida State has not been to a New Year's Six Bowl in almost a decade. Go to the New Year's Six Bowl, boycott. Fuck that shit. You should be mad. I'm going to talk about that anger in a minute. Jaguars suck. Blah, 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 blah. Like, we were better with Blake Bortles. This has been blah, 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 blah. The Jaguars have averaged, outside of last year, just so people recognize this, 4 wins a season. And that was including the 2017 run where they went to the third round. Like the average. Do you know how bad you are to average 4 wins a season? So the Jaguars started off hot. We're on a losing streak. Bad shit happens. That's why it's the NFL. Very competitive. The NFL is probably one of the most parity-filled leagues. The Jaguars are 8-5. Let fans tell it. The Jaguars season is fucking over. And I'm like, I used to pray for times like this, to shine like this, so I had to rhyme like that, whatever Meek Mill said. And like, The Jags have now, I did Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago, and it was actually exciting. I got to do Sunday Night Football coming up very soon. The Jags are 8-5. They control their own destiny. You win 2 games out of the next 4. Of the next 4, you got the Ravens. You've got the Panthers, the Panthers New Year's Eve. You got the Titans, who just upset the Dolphins, but the Dolphins really suck without Tyreek Hill. Like Tua is very mid, if we want to be honest. And then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're probably gonna get 3 if we're gonna be honest with that. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't see us beating I don't see us beating the Ravens. But like we played bad the last 2 games. We lost to 2 backup quarterbacks. College football committee obviously clearly would not have believed that this could happen, but we lost to our defense is literally like a shoestring defense right now. Like we don't have any starting corner. We're on a third string. Our third string corner is our primary corner right now. We are banged up. That being said, we have a 2-game lead in the division. 2-game lead in the division. Like, there's only, just so people don't understand, so people can understand, there are only 3 teams that we got to have a better record than. And 2 of the bitches are 7-6. We split with 1. We swept the other. We are 1 game worse than the Miami Dolphins, who have a much better roster than us, with Josh Newberg as their head coach. Don't believe me. If you don't know, go Google Josh Newberg and then go Google Miami's head coach. And, well, not Newberg, because Newberg, you ever see somebody you ever seen that person get a new job and they can do a complete 180? Newberg with Big 3 roll up and on 247 was like the white black kid. Like Newberg is like hair slick. Like, why do they do that? My pilgrim friends, my pilgrim greenies, or my whites, y'all tell me. How come y'all like White Mike? White Mike had cornrows when he was in college, and now White Mike got like, like, nah, man, get that stick out your ass, man. Be real. Mike being real now. Mike starting to get more real. The more wins Mike got, y'all notice? I know Mike. I know Mike to talk shit. I know Mike can talk some shit. So Mike's starting to talk shit, getting them wins in him, and he can like loosen up. But like, why Newberg started slicking his hair back? Like, with that comb, and you got a certain kind of it's a certain kind of corporate hairbrush, like the style that you got. Is I'm the only one who noticed that? Nobody else knows? Because me, I'm gonna be who I am. But I get paid by alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, so I can be who I am. Shout out to my guy 4-5 let me know who I could be. That's why I always find it funny when people like don't know what side of the black. 4-5 is my guy. Crazy little motherfucker. But does not mean I agree with everything that he said. Somebody could be my guy and I don't agree with everything that they say. But 4-5 is my guy because 4-5 say whatever the fuck he want to say. And that's how I want to be. I want to be so rich that I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and then nobody got to bother me. But Cornrow Mike is who I want. I need Cornrow Mike to come out. And he's coming out slowly. But you can't just be too much. You can't be too corny, Cornrow Mike, for the people. You got to like ease it in there. Saw what happened with Tag, did all that hip hop shit. Y'all ran him the fuck out of here. But I say all that to say is that the Jags fan base is talking like a fan base that goes to the playoffs every fucking year. Like, we have another opportunity. We have never hosted consecutive back-to-back playoffs since I've lived in the city. Damn near, I know we ain't did it since I've been covering them. Relax. The goal, we used to say this on Sportsnet. The goal is first to play meaningful games in November. That means we were out of playoff contention by October. We played meaningful games in November. We're playing meaningful games in December for the opportunity to host a game in January. That is the way you want it set up. So, plus, we have a quarterback that heals like the quarterback that heals like the wife of a married man who has embarrassed her by cheating on her on national media. Like money is a motivator. Have y'all seen like on Monday Night Football? I thought Blake Bortles died. I thought he broke. I was like, the way he looked, that's a broken fibula minimum. This is our quarterback. Like, bruh, like, look at this shit. He was scrambling way more than he needed to this game. Like, he's highly in, like, you know, and we found a rookie that's pretty good in Parker Washington. He made some catches. We need Christian Kirk. He is the balance. But we need all three of them. We need Crazy Zay. You know, because we only got Crazy Zay for because my man beating them bitches up. Crazy Zay going to jail. Well, he gonna do something. They gonna find him. He gonna get suspended. It ain't looking good. Y'all remember the video, but he waiting on him. He waiting on Crazy because Crazy Zay got that good hair, that Indian hair. He was looking at Crazy Zay like, "Oh, you like to hit women, huh? I like men who like to hit women." And Calvin Ridley is my age. And like when you can't move like you used to. Like y'all been thinking because he on his rookie contract, y'all forget the man went to college at 21. So I say all these things to say is that Trevor threw the ball 50 times. He was 9 for 27, 82 yards and 3 interceptions, throwing to Crazy Zay and Calvin Ridley. He was 19 for 22, throwing to everybody else. Like, Christian Kirk is going to catch the ball. Calvin Ridley, that year off of football, you would think it would be like better now, but like he is still struggling off of that. And Crazy Zay had like 14 targets and like only like 5 catches or some crazy shit with that. Like, and that's the actuality of what happened. But like, let's be for real though. As I told a fan with Mandarin, I'm like, we didn't have a great defensive day in the state championship game. We had 450 yards of offense. I've told Florida State fans this. Florida State fans are like, we need to fire Alex Atkins. We need a better offensive coordinator. But we were averaging like 420 yards of offense, even in the last 2 games where we didn't do any offense. That means our offense was that spectacular before that. You're getting over X amount of points. Your defense is playing well. Like, it's a team game. The Jags in the 2 losses scored enough points to win. The defense literally failed them. And you're going to get healthier. And you're not going to have a situation where you're going to consistently play, go 9 for 27, throw into your top targets. You will get better. Like, relax. What T-Law had to say right here, Miles? Because I can't hear it.
We've been playing together for a while now.
The interception, I guess, found in the red zone was that you and Calvin weren't on the same page on that one.
Yeah, just too many miscommunications. We've been playing together for a while now, and that's on us. And we got to take some accountability, for cleaning that up. And that's just stuff that can't happen, for both of us. We got to be on the same page. And there was.
He's basically saying they suck.
We weren't.
We can go on from that. Calvin Ridley, 4 catches, 13 targets, 53 yards. Just cannot have that. Zay, 5 catches, 14 targets, 29 yards. Just very inconsistent with that. I want to talk about the NFL and just some funny shit. Did y'all see Kermit the Frog get mad? And Kermit the Frog is an inside joke that we have. We call Patrick Mahomes that. Have you ever heard Patrick Mahomes' voice? But Safid Dean used to cover Florida State, covers the Dolphins down in Miami. He put up this fucking voiceover was funny. Like, I've never seen more people more upset for their guy being wrong. Like, your guy was lined up off sides, and we've known he's been a fuck up since he was at Florida. Like, so it's not like this is his first time fucking up. So like, I love the voiceover. It was great. Go ahead and put that up there, Miles, so that people can hear this. I like laughing at that shit. Laugh at my pain.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
He was talking to the referee because the other side too,
I'm here.
getting so mad at the referees. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do to the referees? They're protected. I almost wanted to slap the shit out of a referee yesterday, but I didn't want to be the guy to get arrested at my son's Pop Warner football game. If you post a picture of the next one, Miles, like this is what he was upset about. And apparently this happened a lot in the past in the NFL. Like, and this is just a year they made a point to start calling it, which just tells you that the level of play in the NFL has like, we got to get this shit better. High school, you look to the referee. You either tell him I'm on or I'm off. He'll tell you this. If you're on, he'll tell you to scoot up or you're good. He'll give you a thumbs up. If you're off, he'll either tell you to back up or you're good. The ball is behind the blue line. My man's half of his foot is over the blue line. Like he's in front of the. So just look at the center. The center is like the furthest up that you can be. It's funny because the reason why they made a big call of it, like you look at this left tackle. Look how far back the tackles are. Like everybody else is trying to be as far back on the line as possible. And my man is trying to be over the line. But Tony's a fuck up. And that's just the reality of the situation. I won't tell them to stop bitching about it because people keep telling us to stop bitching about it. But speaking of somebody telling us to stop bitching about it, Kirk Herbstreit and Paul Feinbaum are loving the attention that they're getting for being wrong. And Kirk is loving it. Kirk is like how Denny was with me. You know how you got that friend that's going to help you. You got to be who you are and button up. But you get around that friend, and because your friend is that way, you can kind of – that's what Pat McAfee is to Kirk. And Pat McAfee is the what's my guy with UFC? He has a Joe Rogan. Pat McAfee is the Joe Rogan of sports right now. So if you play this, and it's probably going to fucking demonetize me, but who cares? Play Pat McAfee, Kirk Herbstreit on Pat McAfee show for me, Miles. That's the next thing over next thing after that. Whatever. But Pat McAfee, Kirk is in Indianapolis. But turn the volume up on it, please.
When people bitch and complain,
no, they
don't like facts. They don't like information. They like conspiracy theories.
Now you're kind of taking a shot at
the people that are radical and upset and throwing conspiracy theories out there that aren't true. That's easy. They. That's who they is.
Well, C-word, Con.
Yeah. When people bitch and complain, they don't like facts. They don't like information. They like
what are the
theories.
Now you're going to take a shot
at people that are radical and upset and throwing conspiracy theories.
So what facts are there? Like it's my fault. Because when I discuss things, I like to make sure we're all speaking on the same plane. So facts by definition, because words have meaning. A thing that is known or proved to be true. Okay. A thing that is known or proven to be true. And the reason why Florida State is upset is because the college football committee said that they can't play because a quarterback got hurt. Right? Which is a fact. The quarterback got hurt. But they don't believe that Florida State can play against the top teams in the nation because a quarterback is hurt, which cannot be proven to be true. It's not a fact. Did I do that right? Because a fact, again, Merriam says, or Oxford, excuse me. It's not Merriam. I don't know what Merriam says this. A thing that is known or proven to be true is the first one. But what we do know to be true is that Florida State played an SEC school that's supposed to be the best conference, and they beat them, covered the spread. And then they beat the number 14th ranked team in the nation with the third string quarterback. So the facts, again, a thing that is known or proven to be true, what we know to be true, is that Florida State beat 2 Power 5, 1 top 25 ranked team. We know that to be true, that they beat them. And in that, with the facts, Michigan, with their entire team intact, beat Iowa, a team that was ranked lower, but ranked nonetheless. Florida State's team beat Louisville, ranked higher than Iowa, and that whole team intact. And Florida State's offense put up more yardage than Michigan's offense, all intact. So those are the facts, things that we know to be true. Because he said, people don't like facts. The fact is that based upon what the College Football Committee and BCS in the last 30 years that we've had this, has never excluded a Power 5 conference champion that's undefeated. They've never put, so you had to have a loss. Or the 2 teams in the BCS were undefeated. But in the playoffs, they've never done that. Those are the facts. Something that we can prove. Let me make sure I read that again. A thing that we can prove to be true based upon their past behavior. Then, hold on. Let's just continue. We're taking what he said. We're not putting words in his mouth. He said people don't like facts. And then they're acting like you don't know why they're mad. But we know why you're mad. And you keep playing in our face. See, that's the problem. Then what you do is you go to safe space. Here's what I would love to see. I would respect Kirk more because I've seen Kirk. I've met Kirk. I met Kirk when I took my guy, my nephew, Jack, up to the game. Y'all know Jack made ESPN. They paraded my guy Jack around, paraded the blind kid around, showing all these feel-good things on Championship Saturday to screw us on Sunday. Why don't you make your rounds, bro? Kirk has been on Double Fries No Slaw with my guy Freddie was on it. I would love to see you step off of your perch and come talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to Asshat and them guys that wake up and go to sleep war chat. Talk to what's the 2-4 on the bench? Talk to go on Sporadics. Go on Renegade Report. I would respect it. Come on there and really face the heat. Like, explain to me what you mean by that. What do you mean by facts? Out of the safety and sanctity of your ESPN nest. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to hit you in the back of the head with a fucking orange if you come to Florida State, if Florida State hosts game day. I really believe we should stop making it so comfortable for people who we believe are celebrities. Because, Kirk, you would never let that happen to Ohio State. It used to be just winning you're in. That's what the convo was. And while I do believe we as a fan base need to stop shitting on, just because we're not happy with the destination, we got to stop shitting on the bowl because the end, and we'll get into what we're doing from this. There's steps to be made, but oh, my bad, James B. Jeff Cameron shows would be one. Yeah, I would love to see him on Jeff Cameron show. Because Jeff is really, I'll be honest with you guys, no hate on Jeff. Jeff is probably, he's been doing this the longest out of all of us, but he's probably the best. When it comes to, especially on the national media side, something that's closer to what Kirk is used to, all of our other formats are pods. So there's less structure to them. And that's me being real with that. And Jeff drinks scotch. That means he's honest. Miles, do you have what Paul Feinbaum said? I know I didn't put it in this, but do we have it?
I can get it.
Well, yeah, because we talked. Paul Feinbaum put his fake outrage or faux outrage. I just don't like Paul Feinbaum. Don't like the way he looks. He looks weird. And Paul Feinbaum, the fake outrage is what bothers me. Now you can say, "Why are y'all?" I get when some people say, "How long are you going to cry about it?" Well, they keep playing in your face. Like, this is recent. What Kirk just said. Paul Feinbaum just said fake outrage yesterday. Like, if y'all would shut the fuck up about it, we wouldn't be here. Now, Kirk is probably mad because we said we want somebody to John Wick his dog. And okay, maybe we made it personal because we said fuck you and your dog. But like, we mean that shit though. Fuck you and your dog. Like, like dead the fuck serious, man. It was crazy is because Kirk does this shit like, look at these backup quarterbacks in the NFL competing with each other and winning games. Fuck you. Again, you playing in our face, dog. That's the problem. If you wasn't playing in our face, we wouldn't be. Okay, we got this shit with Paul. Oh, Mr. Overrated Baca.
They did get it right, Greeny. And can we all just stop with the fake outrage from the Florida State AD and the president? I get the coach, I get the players, but the rest of the people just need to shut up already. This is college football. It is not a perfect system. We have controversy every year. It helps fuels in what makes the sport great. And for the coach to say it's a sad day in college football, I saw people celebrating all over the place.
Ever seen somebody whole ear
Michigan
like
in Alabama? Michigan was upset. They have to play Alabama.
Look at that shit. That's
and
crazy,
let's not forget, and Heather alluded to it, Greeny, why is Alabama in this game? They beat Georgia. Remember Georgia? They were the number one team in the country all year. They were the two-time defending champions going for a three-peat. That impressed the committee. And then the committee sat there and watched that travesty from the ACC championship game. Not a travesty from the standpoint that Florida State doesn't have an elite defense. They're fantastic. But they had no offense, and they simply did not want to see another TCU disaster in one of the games.
Why do people always say that like TCU didn't whoop Michigan's ass? It's
Desmond
the facts that the facts. Yeah, we saw what facts means. We talked about that. The thing that is known or proved to be true. We don't want to see another TCU debacle, but we have the team in there whose offense was putrid as well that TCU beat. And then the year before that, Georgia beat like a drum in the first round of the playoffs. Like, nobody's arguing why Bama's in there. Like, I get why Bama's in there, and you put Bama in there because and you put Texas in there because you had to put Bama in there. But the problem is, you should have been, the controversy should be this. Texas gets left out, or Bama gets left out. That's what the controversy should be. But Florida State's easy, but like the faux outrage. How long are they going to hold on? We're going to hold on to this as long as you hold on to the hair on the sides of your head, Paul. How about that? Paul Feinbaum, I will state this right here. We can cut this. We can put this on. I speak for Seminole Nation. We will give this up when Paul Feinbaum goes bald. When Paul Feinbaum gives up the hair on the sides of his head, we will drop this as a family. But we will hold on as long as you're holding on to that hair on your head. I really want to you ever just want to do, like, does anybody else like just want to just pop him right in the top of the head? TCU. We don't want another TCU. We don't want another team to win a playoff game. TCU has won more playoff games than Alabama. Ironically, I would argue that last year's playoff game, the first round was way more exciting because, to be honest with you, the team that won the Natty probably should have lost it. I think Ohio State's guy got bought off by somebody in the kicker because I ain't never seen nobody miss a kick like that before. That shit was wild. But you know what? Can't do shit about this year. But as I've said, one of the cool things about mob movies and people who have been in boss situations and understand shit, real bosses don't fight. Like, my mom used to have this thing, you ain't got to worry about my son, you got to worry about who my son going to sit. You go out there and do everything that you can do in your power, and you let your goons handle it. And that's why I like AD Alford. But I will say this. Very ironic because a lot of the people, put that picture of Paul Feinbaum back up there, Miles. A lot of people who look like Paul Feinbaum in our fan base and numerous fan bases always say, keep the politics out of sports. But there is no real offense in America that has ever been corrected without getting political. In fact, there has never been a situation where politics have never been in sports. All the way going back to the greatest icon in civil rights history, Paul Bear Bryant. Paul Bear Bryant is the one who helped integration. You don't believe it? Go back and look at all the many points that I've proven, the facts that we can prove. When Paul Bear Bryant brought them boys from USC to come whip Alabama's ass, he went and got him a colored player right after that. Matter of fact, was so iconic and so instrumental that he had George Wallace call the first black player. And he ended up going to Tennessee, but call the guy who said segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Had him call a black player and say, I would love nothing better than see you be the quarterback at the University of Alabama. That's how powerful and iconic Paul Bear Bryant is. We think it was Martin Luther King and them guys singing Eyes on the Prize and doing all that marching. No, it's Bear Bryant. Whatever. So we got DeSantis saying, hey, you come fucking with Florida, you fuck with the bull, you get the horns. I think there was problems on that. I don't like the way he talks. I think he's a machine. I think he doesn't know how to, anybody who doesn't know how to smile and be personable is a weird person. But if he thinks he's like Trump, he's like 4-5 Jr., except for 4-5 got teeth. Like and 4-5 don't want to pick and choose his battles. I think he finally picked the battle that he can win because he's not done with Disney. So he says, I need to know what the fuck's going on. Florida State, if y'all want to sue, if y'all want to do something, we're going to put $1 million to the side. Now, Miles, if you can put up what the next steps, like our attorney general is a fucking gator. And she said, nah, homie, I know this will never happen to my university because we're not good enough. But we don't want this to happen to somebody else who might be good enough. And they putting out whole fucking PSAs. They squatting up, as they used to say back in my day. Let's listen to what our Attorney General got to say.
I'm Attorney General Ashley Moody at Florida State University in front of the iconic Unconquered statue. Most of you know I'm a lifelong Gator, but I'm also Florida's Attorney General, and I know injustice when I see it. Shockingly, what happened to the undefeated Noles after winning the ACC championship has college football fans in Florida and across the nation wanting answers. It's justified. What's clear is the need for more information about the unprecedented decision made by a group of 13 in secret that for the first time ever left an undefeated Power 5 conference champion out of the playoff. This stunning decision not only disappointed millions of fans, it cost this university and the ACC millions of dollars. The NCAA conferences and the College Football Playoff Selection Committee are subject to antitrust laws. We are launching an investigation to examine if the committee was involved in any anti-competitive conduct in its unprecedented decision. As it stands, the committee's decision reeks of partiality, picking winners in the boardroom and not on the field. So we are demanding answers, not only for FSU, but for all schools, teams, and fans of college football. We sent a subpoena to the committee demanding all communications related to the deliberations, documents showing compensation of members, and vote tallies, including who received access to those votes, who was present during the voting. We are also seeking information about software or programs used to record or tally votes. This process won't be quick, and unfortunately, we don't expect it will change this season's playoffs. But every college football program, including the 13 D1 schools in Florida, deserves to know if the committee is stacking the deck. I have faith in our antitrust division to get to the bottom of the matter and take appropriate action if warranted. In Florida, merit matters. And if it's attention they were looking for, the CFP committee certainly has our attention now.
I love that. That was a bar right there. If it's attention that you're looking for, bitch, you got it. Like she said, there was a lot of shit in there. I want people to realize this. My man put they should check. Now, I agree with you. There's a lot of other things that politicians should do. Mr. Check it out. But I don't think our attorney general has anything to do with insurance premiums. I think that's greed. That's corporate greed. And that's probably a Ron problem. Like, so we got to understand our levels of government. So like, boom, boom, boom. Probably go handle your local politicians and then your state representative, state senator, and all that shit. Her job is to fucking sue people and make sure bad shit doesn't happen like this. Now she could probably sue insurance companies, but there's like a lot of steps have to go before you get into that. But this is not a civics podcast. So, but you got the attention. One thing, as I always said, discovery is a motherfucker. And you just want to know. And there was a specific thing that she said in there. Our antitrust division will get to the top of this. So, like, for people who don't know, America, back in the day, we used to have this, like, this video, it's a popular game called Monopoly. And monopolies are illegal. And that's why you have antitrust. Antitrust, just for those who don't know, relating to legislation preventing or controlling trust or other monopolies with the intention of promoting competition in business. So what happens is there are certain entities that are protected based upon the way that they act. So the NFL, the reason why you see the NFL be quick to make different measures, it's the first thing they talk about attacking is the antitrust, because they have a monopoly on that particular sport. They're considered the creme de la creme. They do other different things. They have contracts with other entities that prevent other entities from becoming very NFL-like, with that. So there's one thing. The NCAA is one of those. NBA, MLB, all these different things. It also protects them from different tax things. So what happens is if they come there and they're showing that there isn't a competitive balance, there's nowhere else for FSU to go in order to be able to get this, they can come after them with antitrust, which leads to a shitload of other different problems that come into that. And the one thing I always tell people, so I literally see people who I thought were intelligent say, this is a waste of time and resource. Like, it's discovery is a motherfucker. And it's just, you don't know until you know. So right now, they subpoena because I want to know. You won't just give me the information, so I want to know. And rightfully so. Anybody who asks for shit about me, I don't just give it to you. But if you can get a lawsuit, and there's a lot of smoke, there's been precedent, things that they've never done before. And like, again, I always tell people, you want to see a great example of how discovery, and the NCAA and other people will probably tell them, hey, let's pay this off. Let's make the real move in this is really getting FSU out of the GOR with the ACC. What is the end goal? Like, that's really when it comes to law, right? It's what do you like? What do you want? What does the person want? I just want to be made whole, man. I just really want the opportunity. I want to get out of this, and I want to get into the Big Ten. Fixed. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody's lawyers are on retainer anyway. No harm, no foul. Get on to it. But I want to know, I like this shit. This shit is interesting to me. I want to know what the fuck was going on with Boo and them. Hey, man, what did you say, Boo? When they said Florida State not going to get in. How does Vegas know? Like one of the craziest things, and Miles, if you're making this a short, you can go look. There's a guy who has a little thing. How did Vegas know? Vegas basically had us at a they had I believe we were at an 85% chance of making the college football playoff after the game. If you were to bet who were going to make it. Alabama had I want to say it was a 15% chance of making the college football playoff. This is that night before everybody went to sleep. Then when we wake up in the morning, they shifted the odds to where it was a 50-50. It was a coin flip. My bad. So there was no games played, right? From like that night. Nothing else happened. The only way is if somebody informed them, and how would you know that? You are in every other poll, Florida State is ranked 4th or 3rd. Even the old BCS measure has Florida State. The college football playoff predictor that ESPN has this. Krypton Burrow said, this is how to get you, dog. That's why you can't be afraid to die. When you're not afraid to die, you just say whatever the fuck you want to say. But like, shit ain't adding up. You got to start subtracting, man. I ain't a lawyer. I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit. Again, a lot of times, like I tell people, man, until you get discovery, man, you find all kinds of shit in discovery. I got found out that the dude suing me said to this guy, like one of the guys, that we a bunch of N-words over there. I was like, damn, I ain't even know the man. Goddamn, why I gotta be all that? Like, you'll be surprised at what you find in discovery. Like I said, it's a lot of shit that I'm curious about. You not curious? I'm curious. I be wanting to know this shit. I be wanting to know what the fuck going on, man. Like, y'all don't be wanting to know what the fuck going on. Y'all just like shit. But this is how you handle shit. Krypton Baron, put that up there. Put that up there, Miles. Gotta put that up there. That's when you know. You got to file a lawsuit to get what you want. And it's people. One thing about billionaires, they don't. I always tell people this. You don't settle because you're innocent or guilty. You settle because you don't want the backlash, or what you stand to lose is way worse than what you actually stand to gain by fighting. And you typically don't. If you sue from a place of strength, or you actually kind of really understand and know the rules. Like, I'm not gonna get into this. Diddy did that shit. Whatever the fuck they say Diddy did, he did that shit. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe Cassie any more than I believe that the elf on the shelf actually talks to Santa Claus. But she knew as what Puffy did for her, which was wise and dumb at the same time. Like, take care of your girl. She's an employee of all your companies. So you slap her with the lawsuits, and then she sues the insurance because they all have this. That she doesn't sue for rape and all this other stuff. She sues emotional distress. You settle for those things. Puffy didn't settle. His company settled. Everybody like, yeah, she won, but the predator's still on the streets. But like, Attorney General said, man, hey, man, if you want to fuck with the state, then let's fuck with it. And everybody else is like, oh my God, just let it go, man. Nah, fuck y'all. And what's wild is that Miami fans are talking to us about this shit, but like, I don't think I have it. But transfer portal quarterback. Cam Ward. Hold on, let me see what all I have. Because I got a couple other things. There's another thing that I want to talk about as a family. Again, I love educating and I love learning. So I learn a lot from my greenies and my whiteys. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if anybody's ever realized this. I'm black. I didn't grow up white. I grew up black in the inner city. So I'm learning a lot of new things. And I like to learn. My college experience was that of very interesting stuff. And then ever since I've been an adult, like I ate steak tartare for the first time the other day. The shit was delicious. I don't even know what I was eating. I don't even know what was in it. It was velvety. It had like almost had a cheese texture in it too. And I don't even know where that came from. I don't know if it was the capers or the cracked egg or what it was, but it was wild. It was delicious. I don't really like anything that raw, but hey, whatever. I saw something, Miles, if you can go post on like, do you hear yourself thing? That's the first one. And Colorado had a young man commit not too long ago. And he was like On3 has him as a 5-star plus offensive tackle. Kudos to him. Go to Colorado. You have every right to ruin your life in the manner in which you want to ruin your life or do what's best for you. But he said something, I don't want to misquote it. So that's why there's a video attached to it. That's why I want to wait till we get it. Yeah, I want to hear this, and then I'm going to want to read what collectively some white people who I think just don't understand what this means. But you know, the quote is, "You claim you're a dog. Why not come? Why you not coming to Colorado? Why you not helping somebody who looks like you?" But I wanted to see what the young man, the 17-year-old, had to say for himself. So push play. He's with Skip Bayless.
Gotta believe in Coach Prime. You know, have an opportunity.
And I think that was the statement. And I see not just this is a Gator one that we got right here. If you go to the quote tweet, but I saw a Seminole, I saw a lot of people, all very similar characteristics. He picked Colorado because of the color of the coach. What the fuck did I just hear? Okay. Lots of unpacking that. Yes, that's his rationale. He picked who he was comfortable with being around because of that, which I personally think he's going to visit Oregon. I personally think he's going to flip, and then this is going to come back to bite him in the face. Probably should have better parents to teach him how to navigate this shit. But the reality is, so the fuck what? Everybody really goes to what makes them comfortable. And here's what's happened for centuries in America. You might not have known this, but there were literally laws that separated us. Laws that really literally separated us. And in that, you went to in the natural course of human nature is to go with your people. Now, your people can mean a lot of different things. Now, he's using it for color because it's a simplistic thing. But people do this every day. Look at your circle of friends. I'll even argue, does it match the US Census? Are you doing business with 15% African Americans, 20% Hispanics? I promise you, most of your circle of friends are people who you feel comfortable with, and most of the time, you know what those people look like? You. I, on the other hand, kind of make a concerted effort to make sure that my circle of people is pretty diverse. That's why my tailgates are fun. That's why this show is fun. Because you have a bunch of people, different people from different backgrounds, having opinions and talking, and we're getting the best thought process and results. But you can't knock somebody for doing what you do. You do it naturally. There's 15 African-American coaches in a sport that every school has 75 to 80% African-Americans playing for it. the man felt comfortable with Deion. Deion's a powerful African American in a powerful position at the top, at the pinnacle of Power 5 of where you want to be at. Who's literally done everything that you've done, that you want to do. I'm going to be honest with you. What better example of being a successful black man could you, in football, could you kind of want? And y'all think I hate Deion, which I do. But I don't hate his career track. I tell everybody, if you're a DB, why not want to be like Deion? Why not want to be coached by Deion? Even though you're not, but why not? Think about what you're saying. I'll give you another one. Every time we see it, why can't you act like this black person? To a black kid. We say that a lot and don't even realize we say that a lot. You're literally telling him, go be like person who looks like you. Nobody ever told me, James, you should go play like Dane Williams. They told me I should play like William Floyd. Some of y'all probably don't even know who Dane is. Really good fucking fullback. Probably, I think he's the second best fullback to ever play at Florida State. He had the all-time touchdown record for a while. Anybody ever said, James, go play like Larry Zonka? The outrage of when you, like, that's what made you mad? That's really, this is what we're doing in 2023? Yes. I go to my cigar lounge, it ain't filled with a bunch of white people. I would love it. I like green. I need y'all to come there. Bunch of black people there. But that doesn't mean because you make that statement that you won't be influenced and you won't rock with other people. Like I always tell people like this. The reason why I fuck with Bobby heavy because Bobby didn't try to change who he was to cater to me. Bobby was who he was unapologetically, and I love that shit. That's why we can rock with each other. But that's when you start going, and that's when you know you have real influence, is when people who don't look like you become your people. I'll give you some people in this chat. Lisa's my sister. Definitely ain't come from out. Actually, she might be darker than Carmen. My mom has sometimes at some points. But Lisa's my sister. I'm doing some stuff with Tom West, my people. My son's godfather is Toby Bullock. I whoop your ass over Toby Bullock. Toby Bullock, biggest white man I could find. Those are my people. I also have a bunch of other black people. That's my people. But again, I'm not going to judge this kid for saying that. It's a hell of if I did not know Deion, I probably would say that Deion's a hell of an example for a kid to go through, to want to go be like. And his rationale was Hall of Famer. He lined up all of this shit. You can't really get that on the HBCU level either. Like when people were saying, why not HBCUs? HBCUs don't want people. I just told y'all on Monday what the fuck they did to us in the state championship. HBCUs could get those type of players when they really start treating HBCUs like they matter. The ass whipping games that they take every year for $1 million, they like if you've done that for 10 years, your facility should look a lot better. I mean, it's just the truth. It's not really a bad thing. It's just a thing. I like Mike Allstott too, Mike Anderson. Like, again, I personally would not send a kid to Colorado or Miami. But let's use Miami. Imagine you one of the best Cuban football players to play. And then somebody says, I want to play for Mario Cristobal because I want to be around my own people. He speaks Spanish. He has some his wife said she'll make me some arroz con pollo. She made me some pernil. Some tostones. I like tostones. I don't like plantains. I like I want some empanadas. I mean, would there be outrage? No, it wouldn't be outrage because one of the things that I will say this, man, I'll say this as a minority, it bothers me I don't nobody wake up wanting to play the oppression Olympics more than people who ain't got to really worry about shit. Like, trust me, a lot of this shit that y'all think people want to complain about, we would much rather not fucking complain about. And if that offended you, bro, your life is really fucking good. Pretty good old girl. That's what the whole premise of it. They all saying the kid's racist without understanding what racist is. It's a power term. There's nothing in that kid's statement that oppressed anybody. The only thing in that statement that kid might have done is fuck himself over. Now, if you want to say why is he playing for Deion, that might be the name of the show. Facts. That could be a fact because you have proven truths that you can line up to show that Deion, based upon, you can boom, 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 boom. You can line those up. But you can't fathom why he doesn't want to play for your favorite university. So because he said that, he must be racist. Are you listening to yourself? That's the thing I always tell people. Like, do you hear yourself speak right now? Now, if you go to the next thing, Miles, speaking of playing for your people and people being upset, Nebraska offensive line coach Donovan Raiola got an extra bump on his coaching contract and a 53% raise on his previous salary. Donovan, he is coming to Nebraska to coach. Let's see here. Where was he at before? Extra year, he received an extra year on his coaching contract and $175,000 raise at some point during his revised deal. They raised his salary to $500,000, extended his contract to December 31st, 2024. Second-year coach, led a unit that finished second in the Big Ten. He earned it. You want to know who his nephew is? Miles, can you go type in, I think it's Dylan, Raiola? And this young man is coming. He is the uncle of Dylan Raiola. And if you go look up your Team 247 rankings, you will see that he is right now currently committed to Georgia. He is one of the top quarterback recruits in the nation. You know what Dylan's projected to do? Flip to Nebraska. You want to know what that possibly means? I want to go play for my people. Is there outrage over this? Or is this literally this is literally what people do? It's cool though. I ain't got no problem with that. Go play with your peoples, bro. Georgia fans are mad. Georgia fans now. What's funny is though, it does happen though. Georgia fans attacking the kid character. Oh, this is this kid's fourth high school in 4 years, and this is his third place that he's committed to. If he decommits from Georgia now, he's not any good, and I don't want that kind of stuff on my roster. I just want to know sometimes, do y'all listen to yourselves speak? It's just wow, man. People do this shit. People go with who they're comfortable with every fucking day. So I relate. One of the biggest things that they say in sports, in recruiting, is relationships matter. Now, just saying this to people. I know you feel like the world owes you something and they should just do something because it's your favorite school. But I got news for you. These kids don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They give a fuck about what they give a fuck about. Just like this, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this little tweet here. Miles, I'm about to send you something here to pull up. Miami is hosting Cam Ward. Cam Ward is one of the top transfer portal quarterbacks coming out. Washington State. They were 5 and they didn't make a bowl. Couldn't have made a bowl game. 5-7, I believe. Had a chance to beat Washington. Should have beat Washington. Performed well. Beat the fuck out of Deion and those guys in one game. A lot of shit was going on. Really, really good, right? Florida State was looking at him, but I think Florida State's going to get DJ Ukulele, however you say his name, former Clemson starter, went to Oregon State last year. Oregon State did this, but put this up here. My guy here. So Miami fans are like, he's gonna come to Miami now because we took him to Prime. Was it Prime 11 or Prime something? Prime 50 something Prime, and he's taking pictures with celebrities. You know, they got him with Rose. Oh, scroll down, Miles, to the next picture. There's a couple of pictures they got it. Oh, it's not of him, but this is remember we talked about that picture right there to the right with the guys tossing up to you. Miles, remember we talked about the worst highlight film in the history of highlight films? And I told you it was Rohan Marley. Like the guy to the left of Rick Ross is Rohan Marley. It was a highlight film where no highlights were made. It was just a bunch of a linebacker just running around doing absolutely nothing. It is funny. Miami fans, if you remember, is a prime 112. Okay, this is the exact same trip that they took Jalen Hurts on. And Miami fans are like, we're getting Jalen Hurts for Jalen because who wouldn't want to come to Miami? You can run into celebrities, you can do this, because this is what y'all care about. Players are not groupies anymore, man. Rick Ross is somebody. Actually, if you want to meet Rick Ross, I can make that happen. Got a chance to meet Rick Ross. I chop it up with him numerous times. He's actually kind of weird, but kind of cool. It's the 6 degrees of separation is real, people. One of Rick Ross's best friends is our wide receiver coach. Excuse me, our quarterback coach at Mandarin. They played on the same high school football team together. Real stories here. Cam Ward, let's say he's 22 years old, right? How old is Rose? I'm 39. Rose is older than me. I know that. Ross age. Let's put this in here. Rick Ross is 47 years old. That boy want to see Lil Tyler more than he want to see Rick Ross, man. Fans, and I'll put ourselves in this. There's actually only one person that I think I will ever be awestruck if I ever meet him, and that's Jay-Z. Jay-Z is like really my favorite rapper. Like I really like Jay-Z. But like, how many other different ways can you eat shrimp? Like y'all really like shrimp cocktail is like what you might like. Because you haven't been wine to dine. You've never been on a recruiting trip. Again, I had to explain to y'all don't know how cool a fucking bowl game is. Nobody's ever came at you like that. So you don't understand that this is part. He's going to go to these things all the time. Rick Ross don't even want to be in Miami. Before he said, well, James, he represents Rick Ross lives in fucking Atlanta, Georgia, on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. That's where he resides. That boy wanted to play in the NFL. And when Jalen Hurts came down there and you showed him all these different things and all this stuff right here, you want to know what he ended up doing? He went to fucking Podunk, Oklahoma. He went to Norman, Oklahoma. If recruits really thought like fans, Miami would never have taken a downturn. You would always be up there. I don't know if you've ever been to Athens, to Tuscaloosa, but they don't look nothing like Miami. And they're way better programs than you. What does that mean? Call me crazy, but college students like college. David, you worse than my guy Big No put that up there. That's funny. Like, my boy Big No put for context, he's got a seafood allergy. Like, and he might go there if Miami gives him the best opportunity to go to the NFL. But it's just like what you like. It's funny though. So on one end, we got people saying, don't go here because they didn't let you go there and you should be here or blah, blah, blah. Ironically, so let's just use you know what? Erase that. We'll use Miami fan logic. Y'all just playing in the Orange Bowl in Miami. it's not that big of a deal. But this kid coming to a visit and going to a fancy steak restaurant that's a good one, personally, I would rather go to can't even think of the strip club's name now. What strip club I'm always talking about? They got a better steak than prom. But I'm dead to fuck serious too, by the way. The steak is really, really good. I always talk about it. Shit. G5. G5's got a better steak than prom, believe it or not. Now Tootsie's, don't get the steak from Tootsie's. Get the crab fried rice. And always the chicken wings. Always get chicken wings from strip club. It's just better. I don't know why to tell you guys that. They always do a really, really good job on fucking chicken wings at strip clubs. But I'll say how it is to say is, guys, listen to yourselves. Be consistent. If going into 2023, going into 2024, if we're going to be anything, be consistent. Judge everybody accordingly. Understand why people have outrage. Have some empathy. And realize that at the end of the day, this stuff is entertainment. And entertainment is supposed to be fun. And that's what we try to do here, here at the Media Group. Please make sure you go smash the like button on this. Have no idea how many likes we have. Once we get to 4,000, we are at we're about 255 people away from giving away $400. Get to 4,000, to give away $400 to anybody listening live on the show, and then we will give away the amount of likes that we have. So if today we were at 4,000 on this show, we would have been giving away. I think that's wrong. Definitely believe we got more than 50 cents. We've been giving away $400 to people who will put their Cash App in, and and however many likes we got. That's 175 watching. We'd have been giving away $400 and $118 to somebody, which I'm pretty sure that would help somebody with Christmas shopping. So go tell a friend to tell a friend. Consider becoming a member, $3.99. Members get the chance to participate in different activities we have. Most importantly, shout out to my guy Mike Bartz. Mike Bartz won our college football pick'em. We did each week. Somebody got $50. At the end of it, whoever had the most wins got $150. We have our fantasy football league that's going pretty strong here too. We should be getting ready to get to the playoffs, or it should be almost. I think it's got one more week before we do that. We've also got our pigskin pick'em. So every week, I won this past week's pigskin pick'em, but we do it for the NFL. Whoever wins the most games, you get $50. We also do $150 at the end of the season. Whoever has the most wins. And I'm about to go put up a bowl pick'em. So if you are a member, all you got to do is go to the YouTube community. It will be a link there, it'll be a picture. You can go click on that, and then you can join, and you can win a prize if you guys do it. So appreciate everybody in the chat. We will be back on Friday. And then Friday I will be giving away a pair of tickets to the Gator Bowl. So if anybody wants to go to the Gator Bowl for free, and it's going to be a band for the terrace suite. So you get a pair of end zone seats as well as a band, so you can get all you can eat, all you can drink up in the terrace suites and have a good time watching the game. It was Kentucky versus Clemson. So it should be a pretty good game if you're a fan of those two programs. So on that note, appreciate y'all for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.